Right. Dear God, I pray that you guide me as I share this message, my version of what a message is, or what you created, my version of what a message is. Thank you so much for everything, y'all. Hallelujah. So, everybody, today, well, it wasn't actually, it wasn't today. This is just a story. A message I'm sharing on my voyage. So I was in the store and a lady came up to me, older woman came up to me, and she was like, "Oh, your skin's so beautiful," giving me compliments, and she asked me questions. And I was just like, telling her she was, and she just continued to ask me. Okay, so let me just say it. She was like, "Your skin is so beautiful," and I was like, "Thank you." She was like, "What you use?" I was just like, because during the time I was only using rubbing alcohol. I was like, "Rubbing alcohol?" She was like, "That's all you use? That don't dry out your skin?" I was like, "I put extra virgin olive oil on it." She was like, "Oh wow." So then I was like, so then after that she was like, oh, "Okay." She was like, "You just look so beautiful," or whatever. She was like, don't let these guys get to you and this, that, and the third." I was like, "Oh yeah, no ma'am, I done my shit. I'm not with all of that." You know what I'm saying? I said, "As you can see," she was like, "Oh, he ain't, baby daddy ain't there." I was like, "Nope, nope, nope, nope." She was like, "Oh my goodness, that is a shame." What she was like, "What you need to do, you get you a man." And I was like, "Nah, I done tried that before. That don't work. I'm just gonna do my thing. It's just me and the Most High, and that's it." She was like, "The Most High? I done heard somebody say that before about the Most High." She was like, "So what is your religion?" I said, "I don't have no religion. I'm just a follower of the Most High. Yeah, I'm a commandment keeper, a daughter of Zion." She was like, "I heard my nephew speaking and stuff like that. He talk like that." She was like, wait a minute." She was like, it's just, you remind, I lost my daughter. She told me her daughter was murdered by her own friend. Her daughter had a best friend, and her best friend murdered her. She said that the friend came over to the house, and she said she knew something wasn't right with her because the friend was like, "I can be a way better daughter to you guys than her," and all this weird, creepy stuff that she would say. And she was like, she warned her daughter about her, but her daughter was doing her thing. She was like, and she was murdered. And she was like, and she was so out of it during the time where you have to identify the body. She said she was so out of it that the girl that was friends with her deceased daughter asked her to dress her up, her dead body, pick her clothes and get her dressed up. She said she had red lipstick, all over, like kind of smeared all over, crazy looking clothes. That her daughter looked really, really crazy in a casket. And I was just like, "Oh my, yeah, oh my goodness." And she was just like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, see, that's why it's the Most High only for me. I can't take it." And she was like, "So you don't believe in Jesus?" I said, "No." I said, "What Jesus do for you?" I said, "Ain't Jesus supposed to have given us the power to raise the dead?" She was like, I was like, "I don't mean no." Before I even got into that, I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna just give you a full. Don't be offended by what I'm about to say." I was like, but if she was like, "No, no, 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 no. Just tell me, baby. You can tell me. You can tell me." I was like, "I don't know about all that that Jesus stuff. I don't do with that. He said he's supposed to be raising, giving us the power to raise people from the dead. And so many people done died, and everybody done got together. All the prayer warriors done got together and prayed, and this, that, and the third, and there was nothing, nothing." I said, and stuff like that happening, you know what I mean, is a prime example of what are we being saved from if stuff like that happens? Like, that's also, an enemy. It's just that, the church make you believe that this enemy is just some random figure. Oh, it's just spirit alone. No, it's the actual person that's right in front of you that's on some BS. Whether the spirit is using that mug or whatever, you're going to have to get rid of the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? When the priest had to examine the house that had mold in it or had some type of defect with it, they had to let it sit. And if the house wasn't, if it didn't get right after whatever amount of allotted time, whether that be 2 weeks or whatever the case may be, that house was condemned. The whole house got to go. It don't matter about the spirit that's inhabits in it. You know what I'm saying? You got to get away from the whole thing. Let them work that out and get that spirit off them. And you allow the Most High to lead you on when to deal with them. It's just, we wasn't just out there when we were at war. Our ancestors went to war. We weren't fighting the air. We weren't fighting the air. We weren't going out there laying hands on people and demons leaving, and then all of a sudden, oh, it's kumbaya. That's not how it went down. That's not how it went down at all. So when we going and we battling against what we say is spirits, of course, but they're using these individuals gotta go. If they're not gonna rely on Yah to remove these things and to keep them away from, going down those. First of all, let me run that back. If they're not gonna rely on Yah to show them what's real, what's really going on, how to fix it, how to notice it when it's happening, all these different things, all these different cues, then there's no point. So anyways, let me get back on track. So yeah, the lady, I ended up telling her, like, Jesus didn't raise nobody from the dead. Nobody is, raised from the dead. I'm like, the Most High says, like, death is something that we all taste. The poor, the rich, everybody alike taste death. I was like, the okie doke is them giving us this lie that says, oh, you can skip death. You can skip death. That's the first lie. Because you can skip death, but they make it seem like we're going, like everybody's going to skip death from raising up in a rapture. And then the next lie is that you're going to skip death. You're going to skip turmoil. You don't have to worry about any struggles. So the okie doke is making you think that ain't nothing wrong, nothing is going wrong, make you visually see and make everything seem like everything is okay, everything is copacetic. Meanwhile, your inner man, your spirit knows that everything is disarrayed and is reacting according to such. And you're not paying attention to that spirit, man. You're not paying attention to the wisdom that Yah is giving you. So now you think you're crazy. Now you think, dang, am I just, what's going on? So, I'm letting her know. I'm like, listen, I pray to the Most High Yahuwah. That's who I pray to. That's who answers. He told us don't worship no other Elohim. He lets us know the curses that our children will be slain on the streets. And people only expect that to look like what? Oh, just the police brutality? That's the only way a child could be slain on the streets? Just through police brutality. Meanwhile, you got mothers throwing away kids every day, scraping kids out their body every day. That's a problem. That's what I mean by the world makes everything else seem like, oh, it's not that. It's not that. Oh, yes, it is. Kids are dying every day, B. It may not be on live stream and, on the news. I don't even watch the news, but, I read articles. But, I'm just pretty much breaking this stuff down, and I'm not talking as calmly as I am now. And she's just looking like, what? She's asking me questions, and I'm just breaking it down. And I tell her, I said, it ain't no reason why you decided to stop me. It's not a coincidence why you decided to stop me, the particular things you end up bringing up. You know what I'm saying? That led us here to this conversation. I was like, really do your research. You know what I'm saying? It's really important, so that, it makes sense to have clarity of why these things happen. You know what I mean? We sit up here and we like, okay, yeah, they gonna rise again. The Most High tells us he gonna heal dry bones. That's a given. You know what I'm saying? That's a given. Luckily, he examines the heart. So I know people in the past have died worshiping Jesus. He examines the heart. So that's not up to me to say, oh, they ain't going. I don't know about none of that. That's none of my business. I'm worried about me. But I'm letting her know, like, listen, there's a reason why you still here, though. You better get with the Most High. You better get with the Most High and the Most High only. Anything other than that is straight confusion. Anything other than that is like being stuck. Like, we already wade in the water mentally. Some of us physically, like myself. In my eyes, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's journey and how people process pain is different. Like, one person may stub their toe and go, ah. Next person start crying and bawling. It's just how it is. And people are more sensitive, like myself. So, I'm talking to her, she talking to me, I'm crying. We going through the motions together out there in that Roses. Baby girl got an ice cream in her hand that is melting. And I end up getting it, and I'm just talking with the ice cream just melting in my hand. And it was just a beautiful conversation to be able to let that out. Let that out. That frustration out of people hoping in this Jesus character to heal. Let's be honest. The reason why we're all there is because we thought, oh, he could. First of all, out of fear, we don't want to go to hell too. Oh, so he could raise people from the dead. What everybody does in life is try to preserve it. We try to eat right. We try to do right. We try to live right. All these things to preserve life. To live life. To have more life. A longer life. In hopes of that. So when things happen that's unfortunate, and we sit there and like, oh, God, why? Don't ask God why. Now all of a sudden it's God. Wait, ask Jesus why. Y'all think it's okay for human sacrifice. Why y'all ain't just check it to the game and say this is a human sacrifice? Then you can't just do that. Because you're gonna be like, what, human sacrifice? What would she be a human sacrifice for? Yeah, so what would Jesus be a human sacrifice for? Praying to a God, expecting results based over the things that were said, and then there's no results. There's no proof in the pudding. Where's the evidence? And don't give me that old BS about faith is the essence of what is not seen. And don't give me that. I'm talking about, where is Jesus' evidence? Y'all praying in Jesus' name. There's a difference. Cause don't let me go there. We got living proof. So many people, so many of our children have went through. So many of y'all's children have went through and made it out alive. Meanwhile, them same characters that brought the prayer warriors to the hospital, that had the prayer warriors on the phone, doing all of this hooping, hollering. And what? For what? To be at the funeral slopping down some spaghetti? Not realizing that the curse is the fact that family members, people that look like me and you, is attacking. You got people going crazy every day, just spazzing out. Y'all over here talking about mass shooters in the school. That's a setup. That's staged. That's planned attacks. Listen. So yeah, I was talking to that woman, and she was just like, wow, like it all makes sense, because what are we going through? And I was like, yeah, we be struggling, this, that, and third. And then she didn't seem like she was really, financially struggling. Like, I'm not going to say I'm struggling either. I'm going to just say I get it how I live. You feel me? I get it the way that the Most High allowed me to get it. Feel me? And so we get to the counter, her card declined. And she kind of looked at me, and I was like, see, I said, bullshit. She was like, oh, I thought the money is set. I'm like, you better praise the Most High about that thing. This is what I mean. Stuff that be, I can't even explain it. The only way I could explain it is, when I was in the church and I would pray for things, it would work. Things would just blow back out at the end, like, kind of like it would blow up in my face. And I'd be like, what in the world? You know what I'm saying? Those things didn't come with wisdom or anything like that. And what I'm brought back to is when Aaron and Moses was told by the Most High Yah to go up to Pharaoh and to, tell him, let the people go. And while they were up there, he showed the sign using his staff, where he put the staff on the ground and he turned the staff. Yah allowed the staff to turn into a serpent. And what did the magicians do? These magicians, they took a stick, a staff, and they turned it to a serpent. That right there is proof that, yeah, they got some power. They manifesting stuff. They doing stuff. Definitely, you're going to see a result. But what is that result tied to? Because in the end, what happened? Moses' staff ate, that serpent ate both they serpents and then turned back into a staff. So y'all can sit there and say, oh, it's power, it's power. Yeah, it definitely is. It is energy all over the place. But what energy are you tapped into is the main thing. What energy am I tapped into? When I make these videos, I'm reflecting. I'm thinking about my life And guess what? I'm watching them over during those times when things get low. And the enemy, which sometimes could be our own mind, tries to get in and feed negative thoughts. And I go back to these videos and I have these little nuggets to remember. It's just like a journal. When you lose your way and you go back to your journey, you be like, yo, I remember I was feeling that way. How am I still here? What happened? I said I was going to do this, but dang. You know, it's holding yourself accountable when you're able to look back at where you've been, what you got going. Like, dang, I need to fix this, I need to fix that. And it is, so it's all good. But yeah. So the other passage that I'm reminded of is when Moses went to the water and he turned, was it the water? And no, it was the frogs. When all the frogs came, and he didn't go there, you know, the frogs was coming down, and Pharaoh was trying to figure out what was going on, and the magicians, to make him feel better, to comfort him, they made frogs appear. Okay, but could they make them disappear? No. They like, oh, we could do the same thing. Okay, great. Now what? Now you just added more frogs to the bunch. So let's just not get it twisted. There's definitely energy. There's definitely power. There's definitely things that the Most High allows to happen. It's all working for him. No matter what. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. Because you may think, oh, this is Jesus blessing me and da-da-da-da. Meanwhile, the Most High done chose you. And no matter what you got going on, you be thinking in the back of your mind, deep down in your thoughts, while you laying in your bed by yourself, you always wonder. And you always question it. But you don't never say nothing to nobody because you're too scared. You got dreams that be happening. All these different things letting you know like something ain't right. But you're too scared because of the narrative that they push through the movies, through media, through everything concerning all of that stuff. Those lies, those stories. And the funny thing about it is that they're definitely piggybacking. They have definitely created lies using points within the Torah, which is what everybody knows to be, but it's not it's a derogatory term. That's what I learned. So I'm going to just say from Genesis to, Malachi. There's definitely scripts in there concerning the children rising up, the children being disciples, the children, the seed of Jacob. When I say the children, I'm saying the seed of Jacob. There's scriptures in there, proof in the pudding in there about Yah speaking of the children scaling the walls. Running like horses. A whole bunch of us running so fast, running at the speed of horses. Not even running into one another. And scaling the walls. This is what they try to hide from you in plain sight. They say, oh, you want to hide something from a nigga? You know that old cliche saying, you want to hide something from a nigga? Hide it in the book. I used to be like, what they talking about? I read. What? Every last thing that y'all do, y'all only go to New Testament. I bet you if you start digging into that, Old Testament, as what you call it, which is the Torah. Excuse me for saying that, y'all. If that's not pleasing to you, that's why I'm saying, excuse me, just in case. But if that's what's going on, if y'all sit there and y'all read, and y'all really, really read from Genesis to Malachi, you'll be looking like, wait a minute, hold up, I gotta back this up. Did I read that right? You be like, wait. You know what I'm saying? It's no joke. I didn't even start there. It didn't even. I just read the New Testament. The reason why I'm telling y'all to go ahead and go back and just dig into that Old Testament is because what the church try to do is keep y'all in that New Testament. Keep y'all in that New Testament, reading little excerpts here and there. And then when you go to the Old Testament, you only go on the Psalms and Proverbs, and you only reading 2 verses, and that's it. Meanwhile, if you read the whole verse, you'll hear David say, praise the Most High alone. Yeah. He is my stronghold. He is my refuge. All these things. But because they already put it in your mind that, oh, this Jesus character was prophesied about, you can't even believe that. Matter of fact, you're believing that, oh, he's talking about him. They're one and the same. But then if you take it back and really read, you'll see, no, that's not the case. That baby, that Emmanuel baby, that I forgot the name, Malice Star, whatever he was to be named, he was in that woman's womb. Those are Isaiah's kids that was spoken about. He said, these kids that the Most High have born to me are a sign. Those was his babies, his children. As a sign to that king who was worried if the nation was going to be okay. Because I forgot the name of the other warriors. They were coming up against us. And he was like, yo, y'all, you must not be on our side. He was like, ask me for a sign. He was like, nah, I dare not ask you, y'all, because I already know. He was like, all right, you don't want one? I'll give you one anyway. Here you go. Child shall be born. And the child shall eat butter and honey. And his name shall be Emmanuel, meaning the Most High is with us. That's the sign, letting them know y'all ain't got to worry about this war that's about to take place. Right when they were speaking of it, y'all don't got to worry about this war. Because guess what? When this child is born, you'll know. And guess what? She pregnant already. This woman, this virgin that is with child. See, the virgin is with child. She about to have a baby. And she going to name that baby. And that's how you going to know. That's your sign. So, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was led to talk about tonight. You know, just want to chat it up. You know what I'm saying? I really do these things because somebody gonna have the benefit on all this that the Most High be giving me. Most of the time I have these conversations with just y'all alone. And I've done that for some years now. And I'm ready to show just a little bit of my relationship with my Father, the Most High Yahuwah. And I do want to get into, because I've got into a lot of things on my own. That's why I do want to do the live, because I do have a lot of little things that the Most High has given me concerning us women. And finding our place in the Bible and not feeling like some sort of second thought. Because that's the last thing we are, is a second thought. And just hoes. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like the men get all the redemption. You know what I'm saying? And we just be sitting here looking crazy, hoping that they follow the Most High and we can get with them and be redeemed. No. We're going to have to let the Most High espouse us. That's what he say, I will espouse you. And you know, I had looked into that, like, because the perception of that is that he's going to be our husband, and that's not true. When you get into the word and the meaning, he is going to literally give us who our husband is supposed to be. He gonna set that marriage up. That's another thing that people don't realize, that these young children is out here just playing the field, when that was never supposed to be the case. You were supposed to, the parents were supposed to be very involved in the process. Supposed to know their family really well. And they were supposed to pick already for their child. This is who you gonna be with. You know what I'm saying? You got some rebellious kids, that's their business. That's their business. You got Esau. He ain't married now. I don't even think he married now one Canaanite woman. He married a woman, foreigners. His mother was like, oh my gosh, here he go with these bitches. It's so annoying. So, you know what I'm saying? You got some children that don't listen. Our brother Esau, you know what I'm saying? He's a little hard-headed. And you got those that just allow the Most High to move them. They just listen to what they're told. The Most High moves them because they're available. Then when they get to know the Most High, and I'm speaking of Jacob, on a personal level, he literally wrestled with the Most High Yahweh. Where? They fought from sun up to sundown, to the point where Jacob had to, it's kind of like he snapped out of it. It was like, wait a minute. We've been fighting all night. What is your name? Something ain't right about this. You got to be something special. What's your name? The divine being said, don't you dare ask my name. Are you kidding me? He's like, I know your name. Matter of fact, I'm going to change it. I know your name and I'm about to change it. Because that was before the Most High revealed his name. I am that I am. You know what I mean? So I just really love the Most High, y'all. Y'all don't even understand. This is what I love to chat about. I love to chat about the Most High. Yes, I do. I love you, y'all. I'm about to chill. I'm about to watch my favorite show. Frasier. Okay. My other favorite show is The Office. Okay, yeah, I'm a cornball, whatever. I love The Office. Listen, I've watched that show maybe, I don't even know, I just keep watching it over. Pam and Jim. And it's crazy because I was watching it over and over and over again, and every streaming thing that I had, it would come off of there, and I'll go on, not really go on another one, but because I won't pay for them, but I'll go on another one. The Most High will bless me to have another one. And so then it got to a point where finally the streaming site that is on, I have access to. And they also came out with the Superfan episodes, where it's the, non-edited, some non-edited episodes and seasons. So it's kind of like I just got more of the show just opened up to me. And so I got double the fun, you know what I'm saying? I'm not too much of a big TV watcher. I don't even have a TV here. I will watch the TV, computer, same thing, whatever. Yeah, but Frasier is like my happy place show. And The Office, yeah, it's my happy place show. And The Office is kind of like I'm already in a happy place. I'm trying to stay there. So Frasier is like, I'm alright, I'm good, but I just want a little excitement. And that's what it is for me. I don't know why. It's literally a therapist, funny enough. It's literally a show about a person whose life, and him being an actual therapist and still growing and going through pains himself and having to evaluate himself. And then the people around him cling to him so heavy, but nobody can really, give him answers as to who he is, because he's so thick-headed and doesn't want to, take nothing, note from anybody else. But then everything comes all crashing down when it's time to receive his award, and he starts feeling like, dang, what's next for life? What's next? What is life? And his mentor from way back was the one who kind of went through asking him questions about himself and allowed Frazier to unlock his own mind and see and ask himself questions about himself so that he can answer them and get some resolve about where his life was going next, the next chapter of his life. Yeah. But yeah, y'all, thank you so much for everything. I pray that you guide us as we sleep, as we dream. Oh, speaking of dreams, y'all, don't be, I ain't gonna tell y'all what to do, but just know that what you do in that dream world is really like your heart. Because some people may not be surrounded around people, and you think, oh, I'm good because I ain't around nobody, but then in a dream, you get a dream about some random person that you don't even know coming up to you. You know what I'm saying? And you just go with it. You don't rebuke it. In your dreams, be mindful. Be awake in your dreams. Call out the Most High's name in your dreams. Be just be there. Be there. But I just feel like so it has a lot to do with what you do in real life. If you're not the individual to call things out and call things down and be like, Yahuwah, I need your help, please help me, or anything like that, you might not do that in your sleep. So practice makes perfect. As far as invoking the Most High, that's what we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Once we got into the Most High only, that kind of dwindled down. Invoking Him, invoking Him, asking Him. And that's something that we need to get into, because the power in Yahuwah and Yahuwah alone, baby, it's unmatched. It'll eat up, gobble up anything that tries to compare. We got so many stories of there being a comparison between the false gods and the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And not now one of them comparing. Ain't no different now. Hallelujah. Y'all enjoy. Good night.